There's a verse in Proverbs that I refer to quite frequently. It says, "Where there are many words, transgression is unavoidable." In other words, the more you talk, the more you're going to get yourself in trouble. And I've been thinking about that verse as it applies to the world that we are living in today, where much of our communication is taking place through social media or through email. Much of it is written communication rather than having the opportunity to actually talk face to face with people. And as you all know, when we're looking at social media, we come at it with our own perspective. We come at it from our own point of view. And because there's not that back and forth dialogue, sometimes we can easily take offense at things that are said. For example, I've seen a lot of posts about parents complaining about being home with their kids during this time when schools are closed. And they don't mean anything by it, but imagine someone reading that who would love to have a child and hasn't been able to. Might they be hurt by the idea of someone complaining about their kids? On the other hand, there are posts about people who are single, having all of this freedom without being tied down and stuck with their family. How might that come across to somebody who is single, who maybe would love to have other people around them during this time of isolation? It's not that we shouldn't share. I think it's just that we should be wise in what we share. And we also need to extend grace to one another. In the book of Colossians, Paul has this advice for the words that we use. He says, "Let your speech always be with grace, as though seasoned with salt, so that you will know how you should respond to each person." Notice that the focus in that verse isn't on what I want to say, it's on the person who is receiving what I'm saying. And when we think about how other people are going to take our speech, I think we'll be a lot more careful about the things that we say, and even the tone that can come across in the written word. But then on the other side of the coin, sometimes we take offense too easily. Sometimes we look at pictures of people's perfect worlds, or I read an email and something just kind of sticks in my craw, and I am offended by something that somebody said that I'm sure they had no intention of meaning in any way that is offensive. And so when we look at it from our perspective as the hearer, I think Paul's words to the Ephesians are very important. He said, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving each other, just as God in Christ has forgiven you." There are going to be times when people do things that hurt us, whether it's in word or in action. And we have to make the choice to let that go. We have to make the choice not to hold on to that bitterness or that anger, but to extend forgiveness. In 1 Peter chapter 4, Peter writes these words, "Above all, keep fervent in your love for one another, because love covers a multitude of sins." Chances are, over this last few weeks as we've been home together, I've offended my husband. I've offended my daughter. Chances are I've communicated something by email or in a post that has hurt somebody's feelings. The best thing that I can do is to offer my apology in that case. But if the shoe's on the other foot and I'm the person who has been offended, who has been hurt, the best thing I can do is to remember that above all, I'm to love one another. And love covers a multitude of sins. And basically what that means is love cuts a lot of slack. Love doesn't hold on to the right to be offended. Love doesn't hold on to the right to give offense. Love says, this is a difficult situation, and I'm going to extend grace to you just as God has extended grace to me.